Hello everybody, Sunday Adelaja back here on Reconstructing Nigeria and Nigerians. Today I'll be talking on how to practically imbibe those value systems that we have discovered. We have come up with 20 value systems on which Nigeria and Nigerians could be built. Now, how do we imbibe those value systems to the people, to the nation, and in the people? So how to practically imbibe value systems for national development is what we are talking about today. One of the most effective ways to do this is, of course, through the younger generation, the youth, and because of that is why I put as number one instrument of inculcating the right value system in the nation to start with the youth and with the educational system. If we could start with the educational system, it is very, very effective because most of the youth spend most of their lives in schools. Up to 16 years, people have to be in school in a structured and formal setting of education. So if the value system that we are talking about for Nigeria are put in such a way as part of the education, it has to be part and parcel of the education. If we succeed in putting these great values, these great ideas, these great virtues as part and parcel of the educational system, then we'll be able to create a new form of people. We can create a new people, a new generation of people, a new Nigerians that will be in accordance with these values that we are talking about. Nigerians that will be known by their love, Nigerians that will be known by their virtues, Nigerians that will be known by their qualities rather than by the vices that we right now know Nigerians for. So, because what do people do in school right now? We just teach them education and how to get cognitive education. But cognitive education to learn to read and write is not enough where our country is right now, because the school is the best place to shape the mind of people, to be able to adjust the psyche of an average citizen. And if we do that, they will come out of that school and carry those values forward. So apart from giving our people just cognitive and intellectual mastery, we need to begin to set up our schools in such a way that it will also include acquisition of skills acquisition, and entrepreneurial orientation. So those are some of the things that we need to include in our value system, in our educational system. So in educational system must include what we have right now, cognitive and intellectual mastery, but we must also rearrange our educational system to include skill acquisition and entrepreneurial orientation. But that is even not enough. What is even most important is good character formation. That is where the issues of values come to being right now. We need to be able to bring in values. We need to inculcate character formation, value formation, and into the system, to the school curriculum, so that we'll be able to be sure of the kind of people that we are raising as a society. People who will promote and uphold values and ethics wherever they find themselves in life. So apart from education, we could also use media. Media is another way to inculcate and cement the values of the society in individuals. Media is supposed to be the advocate, the top advocate for national values. But the way Nigeria is right now, the media are on their own. Everybody is just making money and doing their own business or pursuing their own political interest. And that is sad. The government must make sure that the media signs some documents or contract with the government that they are supposed to propagate these 20 values, and that in whatsoever they do, they will find a way to inculcate the values in them. If they don't do that, then the influence that will be coming from media is just what we have today. It will be egocentric, it will be humiliating, depreciating, and it will be focalless and visionless. Because the media has the capacity not just to influence, but to shape people's perceptions and behaviors. So we need to be able to engage our media so that they will now begin to shape our people's behavior, our people's perception of life, and be able to guide our people in the direction of living for and by the value system that we are talking about. The influence of mass media is incalculable, is difficult to calculate, and it is universal. So if we need Nigerians to change, if we want to build a new Nigeria, we need the service of mass media. Mass media must be engaged to reconstruct, to help us reconstruct Nigeria. Everybody who is exposed to mass media's influence and its effect, knows that they affect how we feel about everything. They affect the products that we use. They affect us as a people. The mass media influence the events that surround our lives, and they shape our culture and our mindset. So we must make sure that our mass media are guided and they are oriented. They are for national orientation, and that the most important activity and the most important point of focus of our mass media must be to inculcate the value system of the society, of the country, in the citizens of the country. Of course, the media should keep on functioning in other areas of their responsibility, like, for example, being a watchdog to the society, and then being the advocate of the poor and of the citizens, setting agenda for the nation. So these are some of the things that the mass media should keep on doing. But apart from mass media, so we got education is a way to inculcate and imprint the values of the nation upon the citizens. Education, mass media. The next structure that is there that will help to inculcate the values of the nation upon the nation is the religious organizations. The religious organizations are a powerful force that could help to inculcate the values and ideas of a nation. But then they must be guided, they must be instructed. This value system must be given to them. It's not just me talking about it here, but there must be a systemized way of interacting between the government organizations and religious organizations for national development. This is one way that the religious organizations could help the country and move the people up in the area of national development. Because some of the followers, religious people, some of them respect their leaders and their church more than they respect the government. So we must use that as a leverage, and that leverage must be used so that the leaders of religious organizations help to bring the values, to preach about the values, and even when they will not obey the government, let them obey their leaders, let them follow the rules and use those principles to be able to create a new people, a new nation in their members and in citizens in general. Because citizens, Christian people or Muslim people, religious people, they can do and undo. Some people are ready to kill on behalf of their leaders. Some people are ready to do some terrible things. But we must give them direction. If we don't give them direction, the religious organization will just be turning people to mumu. We just turn people to slaves. And that's what we have today. We have churches that are really slave camps, not really churches. Yeah, it's important that religious organizations are informed about the values of the nation, that the leaders themselves know the values of the nation, and they know that they have an assignment to help instill those national values upon the citizens. So apart from religious organizations, we also have pressure groups, NGOs, civil societies, watchdogs, organizations. They are also capable of conducting their independent crusades, independent meetings and seminars and all kind of meetings, conferences, conventions and debates to help promote the values and ideals of our nation, of any nation actually. But some people say, but is the government that's supposed to do this? Well, if the government alone is left with trying to bring about national orientation, that country will fail. And that is what has happened to us right now. No, every citizen must take part and must participate in promoting the values and ideas of the nation, in inculcating and driving home the message of responsibility, accountability, patriotism, honesty, dignity of labor, and other components of our values that we have already identified to the citizens of the country and to every person in the country. And every well-meaning citizen, groups, organizations must rise up and help propagate national values and engage even in advocacy and lobbying for policies to be implemented and practices to be entrenched, the right practices to be entrenched in our people. So that way we are bringing about the advancement and development of our nation and also our national heritage and values. So this must constitute into the activities of the watchdogs and organizations. It is because of them when the country's citizens are actively involved in promoting values, then we preserve the dignity and the identity of the nation, and we prevent the nation from value erosion and perversion of ideals. Now, so these NGOs could also help lobby with the government. They could lobby with in facilitating laws and policies that will promote good citizenship and good citizenry and good values in the society. This watchdog also could rise up against corrupt politicians and corrupt practices and pursue criminal cases till justice is done. So civil societies are powerful to be able to lead and guide the country. They can help to enlighten the country, they can help to bring about national reorientation in the country, and lead citizens towards attitudinal and behavioral change. So social organizations are one of the most important instrument to bring about change and the right values in a country. And they could provide voice for the voiceless. They could provide protection and safeguard for the whistleblowers. They themselves could act as whistleblowers. So there are a lot of ways that ordinary citizens can bring about national development, especially in the area of values and virtues. Another institution that is very important to inculcate and establish values in our people is the family. The family is the engraver and promoter of national value. The Bible says it, that in Proverbs 22, verse 6, that train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. And this is mainly talking about family also. So family, if the family could have the list of these value systems, if they have the list, and we already have the list, I gave the list in one of the previous programs. If every family would know the list and know that they are supposed to teach their children these values and this list, well, it would make things easier for everybody. So when they are taught at home, by the time they get to the school, the same thing is repeated to them, it will be easier on them. By the time they get to the society and watch the media and entertainment, they mean the same values. That's how we change a nation. So the values of compassion, honesty, fairness, discipline, good judgment, respect for others, all these things are supposed to be inculcated in children from childhood. So these are the main ways and methods of bringing about social values and virtues to the society to make sure that they become part and parcel of the nation and each citizen. For the love of God, church and nation. Peace.